Good morning, you guys. Man, I've gotten a late start. I've had kind of a rough start. I feel so lethargic this morning. Like I just want to lay down and sleep. And then all this weight on my back is not making it any better. So I'm just gonna take it slow, and hopefully it's like I'll get more energy as I continue hiking. But you guys, not feeling great today. Kind of bummed about it. Wanted to get like an early start. Was so excited to hit these trails and like get closer to like really the Sierra, but this morning was not my morning. But as always, going to try to make the most of it. I still would rather be out here than many places, but I just feel like I need to sleep for like 3 days. So I'm not sure if I have something going on, but we'll see. All right, so I got some water, ate an orange. Oh, put a Band-Aid over my face. Not all the way. Oh well. But I forgot to give you guys an update about the ceviche. It didn't work. We couldn't catch a fish. And so now Admiral's carrying 9 limes. Oh well. Okay, so this isn't like very attractive, but out here you have to blow a lot of snot rockets because you have so many mountain boogers, and like I cannot carry as much tissue as I would need to blow my nose all the time. And sometimes you're just walking and you do it. It's just what it is out here. But so I just did that, and out of nowhere I just blood, like a bloody nose, and it was covering my whole face. And I got it a little bit on my shirt, but it like was dropping and dripping all over my arms and the ground, and I didn't have any like tissue readily available for some reason. I'm pretty good about that, but I didn't. So I had to like throw my pack down, and then the frustration came because I have my bear canister and I like couldn't get the clips open, and I'm just like, it's like was gushing out. So that was exciting. So yeah, I got blood all over the trail and myself and in my mouth. It was pretty gross. But I got it to stop. But yeah, I'm not feeling well, and that just kind of like was a telltale that I don't know, that something's a little bit off. I still feel like junk. I took like a 3-hour nap, or I laid there for 3 hours and tried to sleep, but I forced myself to get up and keep walking for a bit, drink a lot of water. I don't know, but it still feels good to be out here. I mean, it's beautiful. I'll get in the groove maybe tomorrow. Today's just gonna be a small day, and that's okay. Not every day I can feel amazing. That's just not how life works. So just hoping to do at least a few more miles. Hopefully camp somewhere near water so I can just chug a lot of water, and then really wake up early and yeah, try to have a good big day tomorrow. Oh, check out my tangled hair, you guys. Oh, we'll worry about that later. Anyway, I'm just sitting here again. I'm taking a break. I went 0.9 miles and wanted to take a break, and that's fine. And I think I've been here for like a half an hour just looking at the beautiful scenery and just kind of like thinking. And I really don't feel well, but it's just interesting to me, like being out here versus being back home in real life, if I felt the same way. And just like thinking, okay, if I felt this way and I was like at home or something, like all I would want was to like get in my my bed in my condo in Seattle, and like the sheets would be cold and I'd have a cool fan blowing on me, and I'd maybe take medicine, or I'd close all the blinds and maybe put like Friends on or something, like some kind of just show, like a background show, and just lay there and maybe fall asleep, or like make some hot chocolate. I don't know, just thinking about like what would make me feel better right now. And instead I'm like out here in the middle of nowhere. I don't have service. I haven't seen anybody in a while. And there's a little bit of a breeze, but it's hot and like nowhere to lay. I actually like took almost like a 3-hour nap, but it's like I'm laying on the ground with a pad that's like this thick, and you hear rustling around you, and I have to keep checking if it's like rattlesnakes or something like that. So it's like much different experience, but just I had to move like 4 times because my shade kept moving, obviously because the sun. So I'm just like thinking about my life out here versus like back home, and it's just strange because I'm just sitting here and like like I have to keep moving regardless, whereas back home I would feel like, no, can't move, like I need to be in bed, I feel awful. But here I'm like, no, even though I'm doing like 1 mile every 2 hours because I'm walking a mile and then taking like an hour break because I just don't feel well, I'm like still moving. This whole like through hike, it's just everything is very intentional and purposeful, and it's helping me really like be in tune with my body, and as cheesy as it sounds, like how to like overcome things like using nature. I think what's interesting about this hike to me is you are forcing yourself to not get what you want right when you want it, or sometimes maybe even what you need. And that's one of the reasons why I was so fascinated by doing something like this. I wanted to really live intentionally and purposefully, and I didn't want to be able to like satisfy my wants whenever I wanted. Even like simple things like using the restroom. Like out here, sometimes you're like on a ridge and you need to go to the bathroom right now, like right then, but you like can't because you're on a ridge, and then you wind up having to anyway because like you have to go or you're gonna like poop your pants. Whereas like in regular life, you could just go use the restroom in your house or at work or wherever, and that is a constant, like that's gonna be there. Out here, that's something that you always have to think about. Or even cravings, like I have to ration my food, like right now because I'm not feeling well and I'm not doing a lot of miles. I have like 8 days worth of food to try to get to Kearsarge Pass, but I'm like already eaten more than I should have for today. And now that I'm doing less miles, that means I'm gonna need to make up those miles on another day. And so now I'm like starting to panic about food and wondering if I need to get off at like Cottonwood Pass to get into Lone Pine. But my point is, like, I really don't want to. I really want to make it to Bishop in one straight shot. But it's like learning how to ration my food and like eat to feel my body, and eat to make sure I have enough energy to climb up these peaks and everything. And learning how to really deny my craving, like control my thoughts for wanting all this food and cold drinks and everything because I can't have them. Like I'm like in the middle of nowhere, like really like teaching myself control, especially with my mind. Now I'm like, I was sitting here, I'm like, I don't feel well. I can get off in Lone Pine in 2 days, and then I can have like a cold drink or something, and then I can like get a hotel room and lie in that bed with that AC, and you know, that'll make me feel better. And the reality is like, yeah, that might make me feel better in one way, but I'm out here because I want to learn how to not rely on things like that. So I've just been sitting here and really just taking in this beauty and like trying to drink some electrolytes and just taking it slow. And I'm like, okay, like, no, Jen, you can make it to Kearsarge Pass. You can overcome however you're feeling. You don't need to get off and have a cold drink and lay in a bed in order to like finish these miles. Like, in any way, I'm just like thinking out loud to you guys right now, but yeah, it's been really interesting, like train of thoughts right now of just seeing how much I am controlled by comfort in my normal life and everything like that. Yeah, there's like a bunch of things going through my brain right now. Don't mean to bore you guys, but I'm just not feeling well and just trying to figure out like how I'm gonna tackle this. Okay, I would like to point something out. There's been several streams along the way, and I'm trying to get better at washing my hands, you know, washing my legs if possible, and splashing water on my face and washing my face. So I, about 1 mile back, washed my face with spring water, and this is the result, okay? So I'm trying, you guys, but there's just dirt everywhere. This little valley is the coolest thing ever. I feel so free and like I could just start running and twirling, and then I would fall into a bed of like daisies and my hair would just land perfectly, and then birds would just fly and land on my nose and drop berries into my mouth. Yeah, that's what this feels like. This is like a whole different kind of beauty that I've never seen before. I've just been in awe of what I've seen today, and I'm feeling better. I mean, it took me all day to do 5 miles, and then I just did 5 miles after 5 p.m. So I'm feeling better, obviously, but I don't know if it has anything to do with this. Like every step I take, I just am getting more and more excited to just keep climbing and get into the Sierra Nevada, like officially. I'm about at like 8,000 feet now. I'll get over to 10,000 in the morning. There's like 5 or 6 miles, and then I'll be at like, yeah, over 10,000. And then that's when I start dropping elevation, climbing up over 10,000 again, and I continue to do that for a very long time. I can't wait. This is just so beautiful. So this is where I think I'm gonna camp tonight. Maybe Cowboy, just right on the sand. Very peaceful.